Hibernation is when an animal sleeps through the months of winter and remains totally inactive. An example would be polar bear. They sleep for months together in winter. So if your friend teases you saying, "Have you been hibernating?" you know what that means. Animals can be classified into various groups based on their habitats. What are habitats? Habitats are natural surroundings or environment in which an animal lives. In order to live in a particular habitat, an animal has to have certain special features. These special features are called adaptations. I'll give you an example. Take a fish. A fish lives in water, that is its habitat. What are the special features the fish has in order to live in water? It could be the streamlined shape of the body, it could be the fins or the scales, or it could be even the gills that they use to breathe. So these are adaptations. How do we classify animals based on their habitats? Broadly speaking, based on the kinds of habitats, we can classify the animals into these groups: terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal animals, and aerial animals. Let's look at terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animals are those animals that live on land. Their habitat is land. So they have specific adaptations that suit animals to live on land. Examples are lungs to breathe, legs and feet to walk and run on land. The adaptations of terrestrial animals can also be based on where exactly on the land they live. If an animal is living in a hot desert, it will have a certain adaptation as against an animal that is living in a cold condition. An animal that is feeding on only plants or herbivores will have certain adaptations, and the animals that feed on animals called carnivores will have certain other adaptations. I'll give you a few examples. A camel. A camel lives in a hot desert and it has an adaptation called a hump, which stores water and fat. Take a polar bear that lives in a very cold condition in the polar regions. It has very thick fur. Now that is an adaptation a polar bear has. Now let's look at a carnivore, a flesh-eating animal. They have very sharp teeth. Now that's an adaptation that is suiting to that.